The promise that all that within is done. The freedom is worth the life you breathe. Where is my sin? Where is my Jesus? It's nothing. I want to know how glorious my Savior's God, victorious. My chains are gone, my debt is paid. From death to grace to grace. When I see that cross, I see freedom. I see Jesus, and from death to life, I will sing your praise. In the one, come on, you sing. When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I see Jesus, and from death to life, I will sing your praise. In the one to rock your voice. When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise. You know what? I'm gonna see that cross. Come on. When I see that grave, I see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise. You know what? You're out of the way. Good morning, guys. Okay, good
Morning,
morning,
miss.
everybody. Good morning. I hope all of you are having a great day so far. But today we want to continue with what we were doing last class, and which was yesterday, about volume and surface area. So yesterday we managed to cover the concept of volume. We did one of the word problems. So let me see. Mm. So yesterday, basically, we covered the idea of the sphere, volume of a sphere. We managed to do that. I had asked you guys to get your scientific calculator, and then we moved on to what is a triangular prism. We did the volume for that, and we solved question number 5 of the package. Activity number 2, which was the globe of the moon. The question that talks about that, and we managed to find the volume of that shape. And then now I had asked you guys, since we did not have time to finish this idea of volume, this question, which is question number 10. So then question number 10 talked about volume of 2 sandcastles. All right? And then now I had asked you guys to find the volume of them as your assignment yesterday, so that today we only review this question. So, what is the answer? What area did you get for Spire A? Oh, not area, sorry. What volume did you get for Spire A? Anybody? Okay, let me ask this question first in the chat. Yes or no? Did you understand what you were supposed to have done for this question? I only see one person saying yes. If you guys have taken a look at the activity number 2, how many questions are there? How many word
10.
problems do you have? 10. Okay, very good. And if I have asked a question and you guys are taking an eternity to answer my question, will we have time to do all 10 of the questions? So my question was, did you guys understand what you were supposed to have done? One person said yes and the rest said no. So why did you not ask yesterday? I did not understand, miss, what I was supposed to do instead of doing nothing. Because we're not going to have any progress when it comes to this topic. And this topic is relatively easy when it comes to geometry. You have a formula, you use the formula, and you get an answer. I had asked you guys because the question says, which sandcastle spire has a greater volume? So you were to have found the volume of spire A and the volume of spire B. And when you have those two answers, you are going to see which one is bigger. And then the second question says, how much more sand do you need to make the spire with the greater volume? So, what is basically that question is telling you how much sand does the smaller one need to look like the bigger one or to have the same volume as the bigger one? Those are the two questions for this one. So now, what is the volume for finding the area of a pyramid?
And volume equal base times height.
Volume equals base times height.
1/6. 1/6 with H, capital H.
Okay,
Miss,
let's yes.
one third times B times 8.
1/3 times base times height. Volume equals 1/3 times base times height. Okay, let's do something. What shape is A? What kind of pyramid is A? Let's clarify that first. A pentagonal pyramid. Very good. A pentagonal pyramid. What shape is B?
Hexagonal pyramid.
A hexagonal pyramid. Very good. Now, yesterday when I was telling you guys, write the formulas as I'm moving through the presentation, these were the formulas, and I asked you guys, this is a pentagonal pyramid, this is the formula in yellow. So what formula should you guys have used?
5/6.
Now, the formula that Eimer gave me, Eimer, your formula is completely correct, but when we have a capital B, that capital B represents something, and we have to be able to understand what that represents for each different pyramid. The volume for all pyramids, this volume is equal to 1/3 times base times height. But I need to understand what that B, what that capital B means. That capital B means the base, the area of the base. So if you take a look at B here, well, the shape at the bottom of a rectangular prism is a rectangle, so I put the formula for rectangle. The shape of a pentagonal pyramid is a pentagon, so I put the formula for area of a pentagon. So that's why yesterday when I was asking you guys to write the formulas, I told you guys to write the formula of the one in yellow because that is the formula that we are going to be using. So the formula that we are going to be using is 5/6 times S times A times H. And then now when we talk about the hexagonal pyramid, this is the formula that I'm going to be using. Volume is equal to A times S times H. And I need to look at my drawing, look at the drawing and look at what S is, look at what A is, and look at what H is. And that is what we're going to be substituting into these problems. Does everybody understand?
Miss,
Yes, I
Yes.
am.
miss, so like if that is the case, it means that for for fire EMS, like the volume would be like it's not 1/3 times 30 times 6 because
One.
it is volumetric 1/3 times B times height, right?
Yep. So you got that 30 by finding the base, right?
Yes, miss.
So let me look at the question. The B is already given to you guys, right? So now if you take a look at that question, the B is already given to you guys. I already give you the area, and that's why let me share that one so you guys can see it. The B is already given to you, and if you take a look at the inches squared, this is area. This is just inches. This is area, and this is just inches. If we were to use the formula that had 1/3 base times height, this would work for this question. But what I'm explaining to everyone, because we're going to go to another word problem right now, the other word problem does not give us the area of the base. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Okay. So the formula for any pyramid, and I'm going to clarify, let me use another color. The formula for any pyramid is 1/3 base times height. Capital B because it is the area of the base. In this question, they already give us the area of the base. But not all questions will do that. And we have to understand now, what does that capital B mean? That capital B means the area of the bottom, the shape at the bottom. Because the area of the shape at the bottom is the one that is going to be changing for each pyramid. It might have a square, it might have a rectangle, it might have a triangle, it might have a hexagon, it might have an octagon, it might have a pentagon. And I need to understand what that B represents. So everybody has clear that the B changes when it comes to each shape.
Yes, miss.
Okay. So now we are going to be using the formula V is equal to 1/3 capital B H. V is equal to 1/3 capital B H. And this one is for number one, shape A, sorry, and shape B. And you are going to be, not showing that. And you are going to be using these formulas and substituting what these questions are giving. Yes?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
So, for spire A, you have 6 inches being the height and 30 square inches being the area of the base. So, that is what we're going to be substituting into this formula. 1/3 times 30 times 6. Yes?
Yes, miss.
And the answer?
60 miss
60
and
inches
60,
cubic,
miss.
60 what?
inches cubic.
Cubic inches. The other one, you have 8 being the height and 24 square inches being the base. So we substitute that 1/3 times 24 times 8. What does that give you?
64, miss.
64
4 miss.
64 square inches. So the
square inches.
sorry, cubic inches. Power of 3 cubic inches. So the volume for A is 60. The volume for A is 60 and the volume for B is 64.
64.
64.
So, question A says, which sandcastle spire has a greater volume?
Spire B, miss.
Square.
Spire B. Very good.
Spire
So,
B.
your answer for the first question is going to be Spire B. How much more sand do you need to make the spire with the greater volume? So, looking at spire A and looking at spire B, how much more sand does spire A need to have the same volume as spire B?
Means for that you like you need to be subtract thing from square B minus square A means which will give you 4 cubic inches.
Very good. Very good. So for B, you are going to be showing 64 cubic inches minus 60 cubic inches gives you 4 cubic inches. And this is going to be your answer. Questions?
Clear, miss.
It's clear, miss.
It's clear. Can I move on?
Yes, Mr.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay, one moment. Delete this one. Okay, so I'm not solving the questions in order, guys, but you have to show them in order. I'm doing it as the shapes appear so that we don't get confused, right? So now the other question that talks about volume is the one that let me check the number of this one, number 9. This question is number 9. And it says, in 1483, Leonardo da Vinci designed the parachute. It is believed that this was the first parachute ever designed. In a notebook, he wrote, if a man is provided with a length of gummed linen cloth with a length of 12 yards on each side and 12 yards high, he can jump from one great height whatsoever without injury. Find the volume of air inside Leonardo's parachute. So now, the question has a lot of distracting information. Problem solving is like that. A lot of information that is not necessary. They could have just given me the measurements and that's it. What my question is for you guys, you already know we're talking about volume, but what shape are we talking about in this question? Anybody has any ideas? Do you need me to draw
A
a
sphere,
picture of
miss.
the question? Do you know what a parachute is, guys? It's not a sphere. Do you know what a parachute is?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss. It's like a rectangle, miss.
It's not a rectangle. It's not going to be a 2D shape. It's a 3D shape that we are talking about. So it's either going to be a sphere, and I already said no, a prism, or a pyramid. So take a look at how a parachute looks like. A parachute is the thing that is used when people jump out of a plane so that they land safely. Repeat again.
A prism.
It's not going to be a prism. You guys have to analyze. Think about the question, guys. It's not rectangular. It's not rectangular, guys. It's not rectangular. Do you want me to draw a picture? Draw representation? Because you guys are not I don't know if you're not visualizing the question. You have to be able to visualize it. All of the information that says Leonardo da Vinci and all of those things are not important. It's just telling you it is a parachute. Now, a parachute in real present day today looks something like this, right? Let's look a parachute today. But Leonardo da Vinci's parachute was not that sophisticated. It was the first parachute that was created. And what he talks about in this question, it says a length of a gummed linen cloth of 12 yards on each side. What does that mean? Is that he had a cloth that was the top of whatever he was talking about. And this cloth was 12 by 12. 12 by 12. What shape is a 12 by 12 shape?
Square, miss.
A
Square, miss.
square. Very good. A square. Now, he also mentions that it was 12 yards high, and we're talking about a parachute. So, when we're talking about this parachute, he is referring to that. Okay, there was a square over here. Let me see if I can draw this. There was a square, and it was 12 high. So, whatever was connected to it was 12 high. Let me use another color. So, basically, that was his parachute. It had a square at the bottom, and it was 12 yards high. So the string connected to that height. And then whatever the little person was here. Right? So, what shape does that represent?
Pyramid, miss.
A
A
pyramid.
pyramid.
What kind of pyramid though?
Square pyramid.
A square based pyramid. A square based pyramid. So, I need the formula for a square based pyramid. Yes? Everybody understood why it's
Miss,
this?
miss.
Yes.
Yes, miss.
You had a question, Jamar?
No, miss.
Okay. So now, one moment, guys. Now, when we're talking about a square-based pyramid, we know that the formula for the volume of any pyramid is what formula?
1/3 base times side.
Very good. Very good. But we know that the B changes depending on the pyramid, right?
Yes, miss. Isn't it 1/6, miss?
So now, listen. Let's understand how this works. We need to find the B represents the bottom, the base, the area of the base. So what is the formula for area of a square?
Gonna be size times side, miss.
Side times side, or what is another way to represent side times side?
Length times width.
No.
Is no,
Repeat again.
Side square, miss.
Side squared. Very good. They mean the same thing. So this is going to replace the capital B. Yes? Everybody understood?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
So we substitute now. What is S? What is the side of the base?
144, miss.
Okay, I heard
12, miss.
144, miss.
12 squared, because you already did the 12 squared, right? 12 times 12 gives you 144. And the H, what is the height of the pyramid?
12 yards, miss.
12. Very good. Now multiply that. 1/3. 1/3 times 12 squared.
576, miss.
How much?
576.
576. Very good. Units?
Yards cubic, miss.
Okay. Okay. Questions? Started working. Questions? Did everybody understand this one?
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
miss.
Yes,
Yes.
miss.
Yes. Okay. 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 So let's share this one. So now we're moving on to the surface area, right? So surface area. When we're talking about surface area, we want to find the area of the surface. Now, what does that mean? If I have a cube, how many faces does a cube have?
5.
6.
How many faces?
6, miss. 6.
6. So, when we're talking about surface area, it's talking about the area of those 6 faces together. All right? So when we are asked to find the surface area of a cuboid, we have to find the area of each of the faces and add them together. And when we're talking about the surface area of a cube, we have to find the area of each of the faces of the cube and add them together. Everybody understands what is surface area?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so now the formulas for them. The surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. That is the formula. 4 pi r squared. Everybody has that?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So now, if I give you guys this question and I tell you find the surface area of this sphere, what is the formula?
4 pi r squared.
And if we use the formula to solve this question, what is pi?
3.142.
3.142. What is the radius?
11.9.
No, it's not 11.9.
The what, miss?
The radius.
5.95.
5.95. How did you get that?
Dividing the 11.9
Divide
by
11.9 by 2.
Dividing the 11.9 by 2. Very good. So now in your calculators, I want you to do 4 times 3.142 times 5.9 squared. Four times 3.142 times 5.95 squared. And what do you get?
77.77.
77.77.
También me sale 74.77.
You should get. Are you guys doing it correctly? It's 4 times 3.142 times 5.95 times 5.95. Yes.
I got 434.9386 too.
400. Repeat again.
434.
444. Okay.
0.9386 2.
0.90, and we're gonna leave it at 94, rounding off.
Yes, Miss, I got that too, Miss.
Okay. So you guys have to be careful. It's 4 times 3.142 times 5.9. If you don't want to use the square, you times it by 5.9 again, and it should give you 444.93862. That's what should have appeared in your calculator. And then we're going to round it off to 2 decimal places. So it should be 444.94 inches squared. This is surface area. And surface area is always to the power of 2 when it comes to your answers. Because you're talking about area, it's still area. Any questions? Everybody understands?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Yes, Miss.
So now this is a question in your assignment. The question says, find the surface area of the sphere shown below. So what is the what is the formula for surface area?
4 pi r squared.
4 pi r squared.
4 pi r squared. Very good. And if we substitute, what is r? What?
2.
2. Very good. So if you put that in your calculators, what does that give you?
352 over 7 with once you solve it, the right answer is 50.29 square meters.
50 point how much?
29 is
29. Are you sure?
well, the right answer is 50.285 but you're wrong now.
285. Did you use 3.142 or only 3.14?
The answer is 50.272.
50.2. A mí me salió 50.2.27.
Yep, it should be. If you do not use the 3 point, let me try it without the 2. 4 times 3.14 times 4 is 254.
Oh no, Miss Yamire, I'm doing like 4 times 22 over 7 times 2 squared.
Okay, the 22 over 7 is you can leave your answer like that, Ira, because the 22 over 7 is even more exact. But I didn't want to use fractions. That's why I'm not using the 22 over 7. But you guys, you can go ahead and leave it like that. Inches squared, and this is gonna be your answer. Yes.
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Yes,
Miss.
Miss.
Okay, so now question B says, when the radius double, does the surface area also double? This is a yes or no question.
No, miss.
Are you sure?
Yes, miss. Just double the
Yes.
radius, no?
When the radius is double, the area goes up by 4 times because 2 squared is 4 meters.
Very good. The response to this question is no, because surface area is already in a squared unit, but radius is not a squared unit. So when the radius doubles, it should be 4 times 3.142 times 4 squared, and that gives you a different surface area. It does not give you double 50, right? It gives you something else. So um your answer for this one should be no, it does not double. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Clear.
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay, next
Clear.
question that talks about the sphere is this one that says Bob is asked to find the surface area of a sphere with a diameter of 10 milliliters. Explain and correct his error. So this one is an analytical question, and I put it here on purpose because I wanted to see if you guys are understanding. So now looking at this question, what is wrong here? What is this person doing wrong here?
He is not putting the radius, miss.
He's not putting the radius. Very good. What should that be?
And the answer is in cubic units, and it should be in and it should be in square unit.
Okay.
Miss, the radius was 5, miss? The radius.
The radius should be 5, miss.
Okay, let's take this step by step. What was that number? Which one? The previous question? The previous question, I think, was number one, if I'm not mistaken. It was number one. The one that talked about the sphere and if the surface area is double, that one is number one. This
It's
one that
number
I'm
one.
doing right now is number six. Let's take this step by step. Let's look at the first step that is right here. The question is asking Bob to find what?
The
Yes.
surface area, miss.
Surface area. So what is wrong in the first step there?
The radius is
The formula, miss.
The formula. Very good. The formula is not correct. What should the formula be?
4,
4 pi
5,
r
2.
squared.
There is a 4 missing there, and this should be surface area. Yes?
Yes, miss.
So now I'm going to write the 4 in the following step. And what should the radius be?
5, miss.
5. Very good. Then this step. What should this step be?
Change pi to 3.142, miss.
3.2.
Okay. I will have 4, 3.142, and 5 squared, right? Yes?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
And what is the answer?
So it is 4 times 3.142 and times 25 meters, right? Because 5 squared.
Yes, exactly.
220 2200 over 7 meters. Once you have
Okay.
done with all of it, miss, it's 314 millimeters square.
314. And it should be 0.2, right? If I'm not mistaken, millimeters and squared.
Squared.
Okay. Now your job is to explain that because we have corrected the answer. So you guys just have to explain what is happening there. Yes?
Yes, miss.
Okay. I'm looking at the time. We are out of time. So now, let me ask a question. If I have an extra session this afternoon, how many students will be able to join?
Yo, miss.
Me, miss.
I haven't even said the time though.
B, Miss B.
At what time are you
What
guys
time yan?
free?
At 12.
Alauna, miss. Por ahí.
Miss, once it is after 12, or we can be available, miss, because I guess the last class is like 12.
Okay, so the last class
Termina
is
at
at
12:50, miss.
the last class finishes at 12:15. Okay, so I can meet you guys at 1:30. Is that okay?
Yes, miss. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
miss.
So I will be posting the link in Google Classroom and you guys will be able to join there and then we can go ahead and finish the other questions that are left because I think we have the questions on the pyramids to do. Yep. The questions on the pyramids are left. Okay guys, so that will be it. You guys are free to leave. I will see you guys at 1:30. Those of you that can join, if you are not able to join, then ni modos. Right?
Miss,
Yes.
Did you record this